growing because I think it was a harder semester than I expected.
I think it would be unforgettable just because it's, I don't know, that word just sums it up so well.
Revealing. I think I expected to come out of it like a changed person, like a giant in my faith.
Like adventure filled, and I know that sounds like so cliche because pretty much anywhere you go outside your home is going to be like an adventure. But I think everything was just so different, even like the structure of classes and how homework was done and your professors, it was all so different.
When I applied for Masters, it was always my goal to go to IBEX. People who came to Corral in Albania and visited me told me about when their experiences going to Israel, so I signed up the first month I got here.
So actually when I came to Masters, I didn't want to go, and a couple of my other friends had gone in the past, and I had asked them about it more because I didn't really ask them at the time. They're like, yeah, it was so great, like, you need to go. And that was finally, I was like, okay, like, sure, I'll go.
Studying abroad in another country, it's like getting to know everyone that's there, building a relationship with your professors, and kind of making like the country your home.
I grew up in Ireland, but I had never been anywhere like Israel, so I was like, I don't know, just worried about what the new a new place would be like.
Mm-hmm.
When I was like waiting in line and like checking bags and my family had already left, I was like, shoot, like I'm gonna be gone for 3 months with a group of people I didn't know super well and taking classes in a totally just completely different world.
Because I'm an off-campus student, that was the first time I was ever going to actually be on my own, and because it was in a different country, like that was the first time that was going to happen, that probably scared me a little bit.
Immediately when we landed, I just had this like rush of excitement because, you know, just already there was just felt different smells, and just realized, wow, I'm actually here in Israel.
So I think I came in thinking it was going to change my mindset of how life was and how things were going to be, but then I would take it off and it would go back to being the same way it was before.
The first day we got there, it didn't feel that much different because of like where the Moshav is.
This is like a new adventure, like I'm going here, this is completely foreign, I have to learn all, like how to kind of deal with like culture and stuff. And I enjoyed every part of it, like I thought it was so much fun, and so I just think like the whole entire time was just like another adventure.
I went to Israel once when I was there when I was a kid, like 10 years old. So I think one of the big things walking through Israel or walking through Jerusalem was just remembering how it was before when I was a kid and seeing how different my perception of it was as a child.
It's just, it's kind of enclosed, so it's like you can't really see like beyond the walls. And like the second you get in, it's just like super busy. Like everyone's going somewhere, everyone has something to do. There's people yelling at you, trying to get you to buy stuff. So it's a very like dynamic like city in that sense. It was very, I think, eye-opening because like I had not really been in a culture like that before.
Well, it's very much like a swap meet. It's like totally what it reminded me of, because you're there haggling and trying to get everything for like as cheap as you can. Shaban is different though, because you don't haggle with Shaban, you just go and that's your price and it's going to be the lowest. I was like, come in, I have drinks, I have baklava, like come eat something. Like, oh, you want this? Here, let me give it to you, the best price.
Yeah. Thanks so much. I'll frame it and I'll put it on my board here so the next IBEX students will know.
Yes. There was not so much of a language barrier, and I don't know, for me personally, I just feel like the Israeli culture is like easier to understand and get along with.
There were moments when I would, have like a rush of homesickness, and I realized that like even if I really needed my mom, I couldn't just go visit her.
It was probably like the first day that I spent in Jerusalem, like the first like free day that we spent in Jerusalem, where we kind of just went and like did whatever we wanted. That was probably the part where it hit me, because on that first day we didn't do a lot of touristy stuff. We went and explored like other parts of the town, and that's when I kind of realized how like not American the place was, because within like the city of Jerusalem there's a lot of Americans and a lot of other like tourists. But once you got outside of all that, it's like you're surrounded by like Muslims and Jews, and it's like you can actually feel the different culture.
First entering Jerusalem, just going through Jaffa Gate, that was one of the most exciting parts, I feel, of the whole semester.
One thing I thought of like first was a rod, and like being up high on a hill and seeing everything else below us kind of as a desert, and the rolling hills and the wind. It was just really bizarre and contrasting just in colors.
Another one that I really liked was Hezekiah's Tunnel. I thought that was super cool, getting to walk through there and stuff. Even though I know people were freaking out because of like claustrophobia, it was like super cool just to kind of go through there. I really liked that one.
I think Masada was probably one of the big ones. It was one of those ones where we hadn't really seen anything like that yet. Like we had seen a lot of like really cool ruins and historical places, but Masada is like that. Like it's a historical ruin, but it's so much like bigger and greater than like everything else. So that was really cool.
I know. I don't know. Well, in that case, I didn't understand
It was so exciting to ride a camel because I didn't think we were going to be able to do that, and I probably never will get a chance to do that again, so that was really fun. I think I was just like smiling the whole time. And just staying in the Bedouin tent, that was so much fun.
Dive.
That counts, right? That counts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't graceful, but.
Graceful points here.
It was really fun. I loved Passover, I think because Liza and I got in. Foreigners weren't really supposed to go in there, but we like got a way in just by like talking in Arabic to the guards. And I think that was just like a really fun experience of just going outside of myself and my own culture and trying to immerse myself in something else to experience.
Okay, I'll be really honest, I did not enjoy the Sumerian Passover very much because there was a lot of blood and guts and the smell was really bad. But it was very memorable.
I don't know, it was kind of weird getting there, and everyone was like celebrating these goats. I mean, you know why, but it's like you're still kind of trying to understand it, especially as like believers. You're like, this has already like been done for us. But yeah, you get there and then like everyone's like cheering and dancing, and it's like this big celebration. And then they kill the goats, and it's like everybody goes crazy. And the really weird thing was like they would like wipe the blood of it on like other people's faces, which I thought was really weird. It's like it was like this weird affection that they showed by like wiping the blood on each other. It was a very festive like experience, but it was just over such a weird thing that it was very strange. It's like it was like over the killing of goats, and they're like cooking them over these big fire pits and stuff, and then like everyone's like running around like kissing each other on the cheeks and stuff, and it's like all over these goats that they killed.
Later reading passages about blood being spilt for us and lamb sacrifices, it just became a lot more real after actually seeing that and smelling it. Just seeing that this is something they do every single year, and they celebrate because they think that it's taking away their sins and that they'll come away from it cleaner and more content. And just knowing that it's not going to work, and that we have a responsibility to share the gospel because that's the only thing that really saves. I wish that Galilee could have been put at the beginning of the semester, because when we got away from it, all of us were closer. The cliques had kind of dissipated a little bit, and we were friends. And I know we couldn't have done that because it was colder at the beginning, but I loved that aspect of Galilee.
I loved tubing down the Jordan River. That was so much fun and just so crazy to think about. We're all just like floating down the Jordan River where Jesus was baptized, just floating along. That was really fun.
So do we just go in our bathing suits?
Yeah.
Not that fun. I've never thought about that. Think about it. When the bus is crushed.
Maybe I should try to blow it up. Spray air with some of the cookie?
Just so many fun memories of like just like even floating down the Jordan River or having stupid mud fights in the Sea of Galilee.
The boat ride across the Sea of Galilee, that was really cool too.
I think it's more of a prideful thing, honestly, is jumping off that 40-foot cliff. I think because Bill had said all those things about girls not being able to do as much, or it felt so empowering to actually be able to do it and get his permission to jump off. And that's kind of silly, but I think that was one of the fun things I remember.
That was so beautiful.
So I really loved that trip, and then you got home and you're like, ugh, now I have to do homework.
I think one thing I really learned was the importance of personal devotion. It was so different from like the normal influence that we have here, where we're always being encouraged by people, and it just felt a little bit less like spiritual truth was being given to us. We actually had to go out and do it ourselves.
Like I was so ready to go home, but then as I was packing everything up, it was like one of the saddest things. I was like, wait, like I have to leave? Like it's been my home for 3 months.
An anxiety I had was that being in Israel and doing IBEX wasn't going to be like all I had ever dreamed it would be. And in some ways, it was really different, but it was better. It wasn't exactly what I expected, but it was like exactly the IBEX that I needed. That was too easy.